Good morning, guys. I came across a story, and once again, I feel like this is an issue that pretty much all of the candidates running for president seem to have forgotten about or completely ignored. There's a lot of people out there ridiculing Donald Trump for wanting to build a wall. I just want to point this out again. Two of Mexico's most powerful cartels are clashing just across the U.S. border. Right across from San Diego. All right. And this is a big problem in Texas, too. Um, People just seem to have forgotten that, well, actually, we have a couple of problems because they're getting a lot of their weapons from the United States. But they, I, from a lot of the stuff that I've seen from living in Texas, as I've moved closer to the border, if you ask me, in my opinion, I've seen stories where it looks to me like there's elected officials here in Texas that have been taken out by the cartels. I've heard stories of people that I actually know who know people who have people's entire families who've been kidnapped and murdered by the cartels in Mexico. So now I would definitely say a big problem with this is Obama. He's basically thrown away any kind of border security that we had at all. They're telling the border patrol people to let people go. All the planes they had patrolling the border are now getting used to spy on Americans. And as far as I'm concerned, and maybe it's just due to the nature of where I live and my geographic location in America, what I would say is a lot of Texans are concerned, and I would guess, well, I don't know. I would say a good chunk of Californians too, but they had that whole San Bernardino thing. I think a lot of us agree that the biggest threat to us in our particular states, anyways, is not ISIS. It's the cartels. So something needs to be done about that, because they're a much more imminent threat than ISIS is by a lot. Okay, so I just wanted to point this out. A lot of America seems to have forgotten about this, but this is a real problem, and somebody needs to do something about it. Whether it's a wall, whether it's a National Guard, whatever it is, their job as a government, they're one of their number one and only priorities is to protect Americans, and they just aren't doing it. Somebody needs a plan. Nobody seems to have a plan. Trump's the only one who has a plan. It may be a stupid plan, but at least it's a plan. And I just wanted to point that out. I'm not endorsing him. He wants to increase the police state, and I'm not cool with that by any means. But he seems to be the only one who's even remotely addressing this issue. Even though he's not addressing this issue, he is addressing the border. And that's a big deal, especially for those of us who live in states who know people whose family are actually getting affected and know their leaders are actually getting taken out by these cartel guys. So this is a pretty serious problem, and when people are going out to vote, and when you're deciding who you want to vote for, and I'm not telling you to vote for Trump, but maybe somebody ought to start asking these candidates some questions and ask them what the hell they're gonna do to fix this crap, because you can talk about this Agenda 21 stuff, which obviously there's a bigger scheme going on there. Someone is eventually, an honorable man or an honorable woman is going to have to lead this nation and put a stop to this crap and stop these freaking terrorists, the real terrorist threat, the cartels, from killing Americans. So I just wanted to make sure that people aren't losing sight that this stuff is still going on and that these guys are a much bigger threat than ISIS is. You just don't see it on the media every day because it's not as catchy. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to bring to you guys' attention this morning about this story. Just wanted to remind y'all that this is a real imminent threat and probably much more real and imminent than ISIS is. They're just not covering it because, hey, that's not what's going to bring them the viewers, and that's not what's going to push their agenda. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to share with y'all. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you later.